Coming to you from the Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. This is ECW jam-packed crowd here in Cleveland. I am your host, and this is what we have in store for you tonight. The ECW champion Raven teams up with the #1 contender, the Japanese Buzzsaw Tajiri, and will be taking on the team of Kane and the Big Show. This tag team match stemming from the triple threat match that took place last week. All that and more on this edition of ECW. Glad you can join us. But we're going to kick things off here with singles action as the Irishman Finley makes his way to the ring. Of course, this matchup stemming from the tag team match last week when we were in Phoenix. As the Irishman Finley and Tommy Dreamer will be victorious over the team of Rikishi and his scheduled opponent here tonight, Vladimir Kozlov. And let's see here in our opening contest who will get the upper hand as the Russian Nightmare is on his way to the ring.
And introducing the opponent from Russia, Victor Kozlov.
As you see Kozlov on his way to the ring here, as the road to Unforgiven continues here tonight in the Atlantic Stream. Alright, here we go. Tim White, the official for this opening contest on this edition of ECW. A series of chops and a couple of kicks to the midsection. And that gut wrench suplex by the veteran Finley. As we gear up for our next TPV event, Unforgiven. A little less than 2 weeks away, the 13th of this month. And the only way you can catch that is on Click Per View. As you see Kozlov and Finley going back and forth with the punches. Finley has him up and puts him down. With that variation of the Samoan roll, he's going back, trying to wear down the Russian Nightmare here. For those that's just tuning in, still to come here tonight, the #1 contender Tajiri teams up with the man he will face for the ECW Championship, Raven. And they will take on the Big Show and Kane. That's your main event here tonight on this edition of ECW. As you see Kozlov stretching out the arms of the man who loves to fight, the Irishman Finley. A series of right hands followed with a block. Or should I say chop? You definitely should know the difference between those two. Getting back to the action. Puts him down. Does Kozlov. Clothesline missed. Atomic drop from behind. And the Russian Nightmare right now has Finley right where he wanted him. Because there's Finley finding his way out of that predicament. Gun wrist suplex. Series of punches to the head. And Finley definitely should have followed up. Let's see if he comes back to bite him. And there's a takedown by the Irishman. Kozlov fighting back. Shoulder tackle sends the Irishman over the top. And Kozlov is there on the outside. And Finley greets him with a series of chops to the chest. Shades of the Nature Boy Ric Flair perhaps. There's another variation of the Samoan roll. And Finley right now has Kozlov in a predicament he does not want to be in here in this opening contest here on ECW. And Finley now face first to that cold steel on those mats. Kick to the midsection blocked. And again, kick to the midsection. And Kozlov. And that screwdriver type neck breaker. Still don't have a name for that finisher. And a gut-wrench suplex by Finley. And Finley not phased by that neck breaker type maneuver Kozlov just put on moments ago. One-legged Boston Crab. Take away the legs of the Russian Nightmare. Clothesline doesn't connect. These two superstars in Atlantic Extreme. Do indeed like to fight. Let's see which one of these superstars will come out on top here. There's no love lost between these two superstars. Putting the boots to the face of Kozlov. Going back to the chops and punches. Going up top now. Punches directly to the head. And Finley. Back and forth. Kozlov and Finley here in this opening contest. Counter. Finley. Low blow out of nowhere. And Finley taking his eyes off the ball. Indeed, he could have had a pin attempt. Going for a suplex. Blocked by Kozlov. Big right hand by Kozlov. Kozlov now. Springboard off the ropes into a spear. What is doing right here? 10 white. He's counting 2 count only. Quick 2 count. And Kozlov follows up with an elbow drop. And a toe kick to the midsection by Finley. He needs to follow up instead of staring at Kozlov. And Finley now. Springboard. Plants him in the chest cavity area. And Finley again taking his eyes off the ball. Kozlov catches him with a scoop slam, followed up with an elbow drop, and he's going for the cover. 10 white, 2, 3, and Kozlov picks up the pinfall here in this opening contest here on ECW. Let's take a look at the replay here. Samoan roll by Finley. There's a takedown. That screwdriver type neck breaker, and follow up with the spear. That doesn't get the 3. And you see Finley, and we don't see the finish. But in an event, Kozlov with the win, and still to come here tonight. Kane and the Big Show take on the 2 men who meet each other unforgiven for the ECW Championship here on ECW. On the next edition of Friday Night Smackdown, the godfather of the main event mafia, Kurt Angle, the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe. This past Friday night, they had an epic matchup inside of a steel cage for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, after this epic matchup, what's next in store for the Samoan submission machine, as the godfather of the main event mafia was unsuccessful in taking away the World Heavyweight title? You do not want to miss the next edition of Friday Night Smackdown. Friday Night Smackdown this Friday night, exclusively on YouTube. Back here on ECW, as the Batman, Rikishi, makes his way to the ring.
Weighing 350 pounds, Rikishi.
Well, being unsuccessful in trying to take away the ECW title at SummerSlam, Rikishi is looking to get back on the winning track here. Is in a funk. You count the loss in that tag match last week. He's set to take on the Innovator of Violence here, Tommy Dreamer, for those that's just tuning in. Jam-packed crowd here in the Quicken Loans Arena here in Cleveland. And here comes the former ECW champion on his way to the ring.
And introducing the opponent from Yonkers, New York, weighing 234 pounds, Tommy Dreamer.
Of course, Tommy Dreamer will love nothing more than another crack at the ECW championship, currently held by Raven. But he's going to have to climb the ladder. And what better way to do that against the former #1 contender? Alright, here we go. Mike Chioda and Rikishi wasting no time putting Tommy Dreamer down. Short range clothesline. The road to Unforgiven continues here tonight. From the home of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Back up to a vertical base. Tommy Dreamer. Irish whip into the corner. Doesn't follow up with that lariat. Toe kick blocked. Tommy Dreamer does not follow up with anything. Toe kick blocked yet again. Backslide pin. One count only. Shades of backlash. Anything can happen here. As part of the CAWFed Nation. Series of punches to the back of the head. Courtesy of Rikishi. Of course, coming up next. Huge tag team main event. Kane and the Big Show teaming up to go against Tajiri and Raven. Those two. Tajiri and Raven will meet at Unforgiven. We're in Montreal. Our next CPV event, as you see Tommy Dreamer, one-legged Boston Crab for the ECW Championship. Speaking of Tajiri and Raven, will do battle for the ECW Championship. As a leg drop by Rikishi came back to the action, and there's a rig of the eyes by one of the ECW originals. Caught up in the ropes now. Belly to belly suplex. And Rikishi now wanna raise the roof here in Cleveland. Bouncing off the ropes. Takes him down. Rikishi. Back up to a vertical base. Irish whip. Into a Samoan drop. And Rikishi now. Look like business is about to pick up here. Irish whip into the corner.